Greetings, dear viewers. Welcome. Today I have a very interesting poem. This is a poem involving the great Paul Morphy. Let me give some insights into who Paul Morphy was. Whenever we are going to talk about some of the great players of the past, we have to include the great Paul Morphy. There are a lot of parameters when we are trying to look at who is actually the greatest players of all time. And one of the parameters is how good the player was compared to his contemporaries, because with every generation the game is going to progress and the players are going to learn more about the game, obviously. But one of the key factors that can help us is to compare the player along with the contemporary, and Morphy stands out in this particular department. Morphy, Fisher, and of course Kasparov, all the three stand out in this department. um, Paul Morphy is also famous for his attacking games, in sense there is he exhibited a lot of beauty on the board. Later, Mikhail Tal also took that particular distinction. And the other fact, which is a little sad, is about Morphy's mental ailments. Today, let us concentrate only on a positive aspect of Morphy, which I found very interesting. This is a scenario whenever we are going to want to compete in a particular area. It can be anything, it can be a sport, it can be music, any particular discipline. uh, it is very common for us to feel that the competition is too much. But what if you are going to find that the competition is very less? What if you feel that you're so uh, well past the field that you feel that the competition is not so good? This is an instance of that particular event. Paul Morphy was supposed to practice law, but because of some issue, it is postponed. Even though he was a lawyer, he had to practice, but he was postponed. This gave him a great uh, time to practice chess, and he practiced intensely, and he was able to read the materials that were available, at least very partly available at that time, and he was able to learn the game of chess a little better. The results were very much prevalent. In the 1857 tournament, he won, crushing the field. But that is not the tournament that I am talking about. I want to talk about a particular event, and this was in 1858 against a French champion named Harrwitz. Morphy plays Harrwitz. It's just a match, and he wins quite easily. And Morphy feels that the competition was not very good and the event was not complete. This is where Morphy's gesture comes into play. Now, what do we do? You can just go back a little sad, but happy that you won as well. But Morphy takes up his prize money and invests it on inviting a player. He invites Adolf Andersson, who was in Breslau at that time, and he says that I am going to sponsor you, come and play a match against me, because Morphy felt that Adolf Andersson was a great competitor and he could actually give him great competition compared to Harvitz. This is a great gesture. Giving up prize money that you're going to get to invite someone so that you have some competition is something quite remarkable, especially considering that chess was not as professional as it is today. To do this was a great gesture, and this is a poem only about that particular incident. I'm going to be writing more about Morphy a little later, about his life and how he played and so on, but this is just about the gesture. Let us get into the poem. At 19, Morphy was qualified to be a lawyer, but rules being a little tighter, he had to wait till 21 to practice law. This made him withdraw, leading him to see a little less of everything but chess. The results of his dedication was evident, and the results were definitely relevant. At the first American Chess Congress, Morphy crushed and dominated. The game had a new star. Glory was not very far. In 1858, Morphy played the French champion Daniel Harrwitz. The match lacked any competition Morphy exercised complete domination using his usual ammunition. Morphy did not consider this event of having any fighting element. He gave up his prize money for a cause, proving the human he was. He wanted to sponsor Andersson to play him, hoping the fight would be to the brim. Andersson agreed to play during the Christmas vacation since teaching was his vocation. In this interim, Morphy played a lot, blindfolds and simultaneous being a part of the plot. I hope you like the poem. I think this is also one thing that we need to remember. So Morphy was sticking to his vocation, which was being a lawyer, and Andersson was sticking to his vocation, which was being a teacher. And he felt that during the Christmas vacation he can have some time. And I'm going to be writing about the game, the match, what exactly happened a little later. But with respect to this, I hope you like the poem. And if you do like the poem, like the video, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Thanks for your time.